Action. Hello, ladies, gentlemen, friends beyond the binary. Welcome back to episode 3 of A Known Freak, the podcast. Live on Spotify and YouTube. So if I'm locking eyes with you right now, hello from my eyes, my beautiful greenies. And if you're not watching me, that's okay. I respect it. Maybe you have a girlfriend. Then hello to your beautiful eardrums. Thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Katy. I'm your host and known freak. Let's get into it. I'm going to start off with some announcements. Alrighty, guys. I finally have become a human being again. I've healed from my breakup. I can finally say, fuck that noise. Fuck that mess. It is in the past. Because I started watching TV again and enjoying it. When I'm really depressed, I can't do the things I love most. That's like a textbook definition of depression right there. And watching TV is one of the things I love most. If you don't know me, I graduated with a BFA. That's a Bachelor in Fine Arts in Screenwriting. I started out as an acting major, also in a BFA, then switched my sophomore year to screenwriting because I wanted to write my own parts. Fleabag changed my life, and so I uprooted everything to become Phoebe Waller-Bridge. And I realized that I'm actually pretty basic for having that thought, because Phoebe Bridgers, which basic choice for a role model from Phoebe Bridgers, because Phoebe Waller-Bridge has such a similar name. It's like the obvious choice. Like, it's like if I were to pick Katy Perry or Kim Kardashian as my role models, because Katy Perry, same name, same spelling, and then Kim Kardashian, same initials, KK. And those are obvious choices for role models for me. Are those my biggest role models? Yes, that's besides the point. I'm basic and I'm willing to admit that. Phoebe Bridges is not willing to admit that she's basic, but she's basic for picking Phoebe. I'm just kidding. I love you, Phoebe. And I mean, both Phoebes are role models for me, so nothing but respect. But I guess the album Punisher was based off of season 2 of Fleabag. And then my life's work is also based off season 2 of Fleabag, my TV show that I wrote. Not based off, inspired by. But I guess I'm a basic slut, and I need to delete it and write something inspired by Encino Man, starring Brendan Fraser or some shit, so that I can not become the stereotype that I'm destined to be, looking like this. Speaking of looking like this, narcissistic thought of the day. What a segue! She's getting better, guys. Keep tuning in. So, oh my god, yeah, okay, my narcissistic thought of the day is a fun little story time. So, if you can't tell, I'm back on the grass. I'm back on the grass. I'm back on the grass because I'm allowed to be back in the grass. Life is good again for me. Sort of. Yeah, no, life is good again for me. So I'm back on the grass. So I'm at the weed clinic, right? And I see my ex's friend, and I'm like, oy vey, of all the places to run into an ex's friend, the weed clinic, yeah, of course, it makes sense. This is Los Angeles. But I was like, well, here's the narcissistic thought of the day. I looked hot as hell that day. Oh my god, I was looking good. It was before I had fucked up my hair. If you're watching the video, it's been a nightmare, okay? I bleached my hair last night. I didn't mean to or want to, but it happened. We'll leave it at that. But I was looking great. I had my silver hair. I had this little red dress on. I was wearing my Lizzie McGuire sandals, big ass platforms. If you want to see a photo of that, you can go to my Instagram at A Known Freak. What a plug segue too. Told you again, killing it with the segues today. But if you're listening to this, you probably are here from my Instagram. So there's really, I think it's funny when I plug my own Instagram when you guys are probably here from Instagram, and all the people listening are like my close friends or like extended close friends, you know, like my cousins of if my close friends are my siblings. So it's kind of funny. But anyway, hi guys, love you all. Love you all. Anyway, yeah, and I was like, damn, I looked so hot. I hope he tells my ex how hot I looked and how much he's missing out. And I just fantasized about that the whole way home. I was like, damn, I bet he win. And he was like, man, you fucked up. He's not even Italian, but he turns into a soprano character. Bro, you fucked up. I saw your ex-missus at the gabagool and she was looking ripe. She was looking ripe. You know, I hope he goes and he says, you made a mistake, brother. And I'll never forgive you. And he ends their friendship right there because I looked so hot at the clinic. And that's what I expect. That is what I expect. That is the effect that I expect to have. That's how hot I think I am. See how narcissistic I am? Perfect narcissistic thought of the day. Moving on. I was saying that I became a human being again because I started watching TV again. So I have been watching The Haunting of Bly Manor. I really hope y'all have been watching that. It's on Netflix. Check it out. If you haven't, if fans of Haunting of Hill House, you will be familiar. This is like an artsier, more like Coen Brothers Knives Out-ish type American Horror Story because this is the second in the anthology. So it's a different story, but same vibe and recycled actors, which we love to see because I loved the actors in the first season. And in the second season, they fucking kill it with the accent switch up. It had me Googling left and right who was British, who was a Yankee, because I couldn't tell. Their accents were so good and diverse. So people were nailing there. I want to know who their dialect coach is. Hit me up. Yeah. So I love it. And they said gay rights with this season. God damn. It's if you liked the first season, which I really liked the first season, but it reminded me, this really was a triggering time for me. It's why I'm back on the grass. Oh man. It reminded me of when I watched the first season. I was in a relationship and I lived alone at that time in an apartment. And it was so scary to me because I grew up in a haunted house. We'll get into that another day. I grew up in a house filled with demons. Yes. Believe me, don't believe me, whatever. I know my truth. I know who my God is. Amen. Take us to church today, I know that if I say the name of Jesus, I can cast out all demons. I grew up doing that. I grew up on that shit. So I do know how to protect myself, yeah. But I didn't want to sleep alone after episodes of that because I would be really scared. Because the first season scared the fuck out of me. The bent neck lady, that shit's scary. So season 2 is less jump scary, less traditional horror. You don't have that her fucking jetting out of the center console in the car shit like everyone's greatest nightmare. It's a little more artistic. I fucking love it. I'm wet for it. My pussy's juicing for it. If there was a bell I could ring right now, like we were at a MMA fight and I could say pussy's juicing for that show, that's it. The Haunting of Bly Manor. Check it out. But it reminded me of, because the first season, my ex, I was like, I'm really scared and please don't leave me. Please don't sleep somewhere else. I'm scared in this apartment alone and I have trauma from growing up in a haunted house. And he would leave me every night. And every night I would have night terrors and night seizures and night sleep paralysis and all that shit. And that was the worst year of my life. That was when I went full crazy. We'll talk about that one day in my autobiographical musical, but for right now it's too dark. But it was a crazy fucking time. Oh my God, that was a dark year. I was crazy. I'll share one story from that time. I had fake nails on at the time, which I have right now too. If you can see in the video, I did these myself, stick-ons at Target, because nail salons aren't open and I'm poor. But I had on like long acrylics because I thought it was fucking Billy motherfucking Eyelash. And I had to write this script for class because, like I said, BFA in screenwriting. And I was so behind. I had waited till the last minute like everything in my life. So I had to write 100 pages this night. And literally 100 pages. That's not a joke. I had to write 100 pages that night. And it took a little part of my soul. I think it's like I'm a little bit more fucked up after this night. And my fingers could not keep up with my brain. And so I couldn't type fast enough and I had to get these 100 pages out by sunup or the curse would wear off and then I would turn back into a rat. And I went to my backyard. This was in that house where I didn't want to sleep alone, which was the darkest year of my life, prefacing this. And I didn't have nail clippers in the house. Okay. And when it's just you in a house and you don't have something, you don't have it. There's no borrowing your roommate's nail clippers if you live alone. So I was like, I don't have fucking nail clippers. What do I have? What did people use in the old days to cut their nails? I remember learning about this on the History Channel one time, scissors. So I tried to cut off these thick ass acrylics with scissors. Couldn't do it, kind of did it, but they were like jagged and shit. So I go into the backyard in moonlight and I go on my patio like a lizard and I just go scratching at the concrete like a fucking lizard filing down its nails. I used to have a bearded dragon and I used to watch it do this. Spike, very basic name. I picked that name. I'll take credit for that basicness. Apparently, I told my brother, he reminds me of this, how much of a fucking cunt-ass bitch I was. He reminds me of this, that I guess the day we got Spike, I said, if you don't name it Spike, I'll never talk to you again. Because I really wanted it to be named Spike, so I named it Spike. I'm such a bitch. I know I'm a bitch. Look, I know I'm a bitch. That's why I said on the last podcast, before y'all are jumping at me. That's why I said on the last podcast, I know I'm kind of a bitch. Anyway, moving on. So, our fuckable follower contest, I said on Instagram, if you were to follow me right now on Spotify, which you can still do, and I will enter you in next week's fuckable follower contest, where I will say what's fuckable about you. You can enter by following me on Spotify or subscribing to me on YouTube. Just do both and be safe, right? So I put it in a fair little app where it spins all y'all's names around and then I can find out who God decided it, not me. So the winner of this week's fuckable follower is Madison Cast. Woo! And I could go on about this lady, but what makes you fuckable? Oh my God, she's a female basketball player, which is my type in women. I love them so much. They are the Amazon guardians of the world. They are angels sent directly from God. She is so beautiful and smart and has hair that flows like a chocolate waterfall, and she is so tall and slim thick with that cute ass. She has a boyfriend, so don't worry, I'm not just like being horny on Maine right now. I respect it. I respect their relationship. So Madison, thank you for following me and thank you for entering. And you are so fuckable, my dear, in many ways because of your big, beautiful brain as well as your big, beautiful ass. All right. Moving on. I got scammed. Yeah. Scammers are alive and well in 2020. So I was looking for a sugar daddy on Twitter, as one does. And this guy was like, all right, be my sugar baby. I'll send you $1,000 a week. Good deal, right? I'm going to use this money to pay for my fucking parking ticket where my Blue Lives Matter joke didn't land. And this guy goes, all right, so FaceTime me. That's like, and we'll do like an interview and I'll see if I want to be your sugar daddy and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, great. Yeah, daddy. Can't wait. Gonna go put on my favorite outfit. and I put on my my JoJo Siwa costume I got at Target. And I FaceTime him, and I don't know if it was the outfit or what. Well, okay, sorry, that's a joke. We'll be real, because this is actually a crazy story, so sometimes I think I should be honest. But the kid who answers is, yeah, a kid. He's like fucking 16. And so I'm like, how in the fuck are you going to be my sugar daddy? So I'm like, show me the money, boo-boo. Where are the receipts? How do I know you're rich? Okay, maybe he has some birthday money. I don't know. So maybe, you know, some dumb kids could spend money on this shit. Have a sugar daddy fetish at 16. Probably going to grow up to be a serial killer, but it's fucking weird. But I get it. You'd fucking do it too for a check. And so but I was wrong, because he scammed me. And he goes, would you be my girlfriend? And I'm like, you can pay for the girlfriend experience. He's like, no, but like, what if like you're my girlfriend? Like, would you fly out to Washington? And he just was a lonely, weird, loser 16-year-old who used this to try and get a girlfriend and thought, I don't know what Netflix movie John Green shit someone put out there about people falling in love over a catfish sugar daddy. I don't know what narrative he's getting that from, if that worked in some weird way. Sierra Bogus is a loser or some shit. But it was not cute. And I was pissed. I was fucking pissed. So I was like, you need to pay me for this FaceTime, bro. You just wasted my time. I fucking put on my JoJo Siwa outfit for you, and I waxed my cooter, and I'm pissed. And he fucking blocked me. So I went and I was like, girls, because he was like, I saw a bunch of girls responding to his thing, because he says he's a sugar daddy on Twitter. And they were all like, daddy, you know, and he was like, yeah, FaceTime me, like doing the same shit, doing the same fucking shit. So I was like, girls, do not FaceTime this man. He does not pay. He scammed me. Here are my receipts. And God, just don't waste my time is all I ask. That's all I ask. It's just don't waste my time, because time is money. Time is valuable. And, you know, hell, I could be out doing, I don't know what else I would be doing, but I could be doing something. God, getting an IUD or something. Damn. All right. Freakiest thing you've done this week. Think about it for yourself right now, because I phrased it like that. Think about it. What's your answer? Say it out loud. Oh, no way. You fucking freak. You fucking kinky ass bitch. You dirty slut. That's so insane and funny. Keep it up. Awesome. I love that. Well, mine is, didn't actually happen this week, but I want to tell this story. So I was on FaceTime in my car with my friend and now roommate, Vanessa, love of my life. Her birthday's coming up. I was on FaceTime in my car because, okay, real talk. You guys want to know why I was in my car? It's because at the time I was living with a toxic boyfriend and I couldn't get any privacy. I couldn't talk alone. I couldn't talk to my friends without him hearing everything. And he had this laptop, this very one. And so he would see all my texts that came in. And so everything was 100% transparent, like a Ziploc baggie. My life was a Ziploc baggie in his hand. And so I was on FaceTime with Vanessa, and the only place I could go was I was sitting in my car outside the weed clinic because that was my weekly trip I was allowed to do alone. I know it sounds insane when you say it out loud, but when you're under the spells of love and stress and global pandemic, thinking the apocalypse is going to happen and you need to find a dick to provide for you and have children with, you know, you think a little crazy. So anyway, I was on FaceTime with her, and while I was on FaceTime with her, I was like, well, I was actually about to FaceTime her. And at the time I had this big truck. I don't have it anymore. The engine blew up. Yeah, straight up caught fire. Had to Vin Diesel my way out of the car. It sucked. And everyone was honking at me and flipping me off and mad at me for leaving my car in the middle of the road. But I was like pointing to the engine on fire, and I was like, oh, you want to fuck with that? I know, I didn't want this to happen. Fucking check it out, bro. It's on fire. Fuck off. People are rude in Los Angeles. They don't give a fuck. Anyway, where was I? Yeah. I'm about to FaceTime Vanessa, and I go, oh, fuck, I gotta pee really quick. Something you should know about me. I have irritable bowel syndrome. So sometimes when I think I'm gonna pee, it's not actually a pee that... the stool is loose. It came right out. So I went to pee, but I accidentally ended up just shitting in my backseat. But I have mats. I had like rubber mats. Like it was like an industrial heavy duty truck. Like one time, like I brought this guy in the car and he saw the handles that were like these insane things. He goes, is your dad a lumberjack? Okay, bold of him to assume my dad owned this truck. Sexist, but funny because it is like a car that a lumberjack would own. And people have called it the Magamobile. I called it the Pussy Wagon. The Magamobile is a joke because it looks like a Republican-ass car. I'm not a Republican, but it looks like I was one when I would drive around, which is, again, surprising why I got so many fucking tickets. Anywho, so I ended up shitting. And in the back seat was this, I was like, fuck, God damn it. You know, that really sucks right now. I don't have anything to clean it up with except for this bag of clothes that I have sold on Instagram already. I've already sold them. And so I take this dress that I wore to formal, formal at college, La Femme, and I wiped up my own shit with this dress that I had already sold. So I just sent this chick $20 back, which she had paid for the dress. And I went, whoopsie. Something happened. It got lost in the mail. The correct answer is, no, I used what I sold you to clean up my own feces. And then I just threw it in the fucking bush outside the clinic and I FaceTime Vanessa. And then she told me on that FaceTime, you're in your car right now? That's the only place you could go for privacy? And I went, yeah. And she went, I think you're in a toxic relationship. She actually shared with me a tweet that changed my life. And if you are in a relationship, listen to this and see if this is your life. And if it is your life, then you're in a toxic relationship. And this is what I needed to hear when I was in that time. And it made me realize that I was in a toxic relationship. What she said was this: if you find yourself saying at the end of the day, oh, we had a good day today, you're in a toxic relationship. And I said to her on FaceTime, I was like, we say we just had a good hour. That was a good past hour we had with no fighting. And she was like, I'll never forget her face. It was just horrified. She was like, yeah, that sounds bad. I was like, damn, that is bad. We want to kill each other. Because we really would be like, wait, we haven't fought this whole hour. That's so good of us. Oh my God, we must be in love. Stockholm Syndrome comes naturally to me. All right. Freak of the Week. This is a fun little segment that we did last time. And last time it was the gas station attendant on Victory and Buena Vista or whatever. That's in episode 2. Check it out if you didn't listen. And this week it is David Dobrik. This is a public announcement that David Dobrik, I want you so badly. Please slide into my DMs. Please. Or don't slide. You don't have to slide in. You can just respond to all the DMs I've sent you, all my love letters and nudes I've sent you. But same as Pete Davidson. Same thing. I sent them both the same photo. Sorry, I reuse photos. It's a really good photo. But the reason he's the freak of the week is because of, I don't know if y'all are David Dobrik fans. I hope you are. You should check him out. There's this video commercial that he did for his perfume, and there's this little part where he's like brushing his teeth with the girl, and he like takes this the toothbrush out of her mouth and does this thing with his mouth that I cannot describe, but it is the sexiest thing I've ever seen, and it just made me it made my ovaries wiggle, it made me quiver. I want to bear his children because of this exact moment. It was freaky, it was kinky, it was special, it was David. That should be the tagline of his perfume. It was freaky, it was kinky, it was special, it was David. Also sounds like the way you could describe his specific way that he murdered someone. Like you walk into a murder scene. I mean, there's only one way to describe it. It was freaky, it was kinky, it was special. It was David. I know it. Let's get him. You know? Anyway, David Dobrik, I love you. Okay, next corner of this house. The podcast is a house now. And we start out on the ground floor with announcements. We move up, narcissistic thought of the day, freak of the week, blah, blah, blah. Now we're in the attic, in a corner, which is the body positivity corner. And last week, I was going to try out wearing tank tops because it was a heat wave and I was self-conscious about my arms, and that's fucking stupid. Some dumb ass bullshit. And I started wearing tank tops around town, around walking my dog, sports bras, all that shit. And I was like, you know what? Life is too short. Fuck it. I'm the only one who's freaking out about this. It's fucking hot. Let's just air it out. And my arms aren't crazy. And I look back at old photos of me where I thought that my arms were too hideous to bear the eyes of the outside world. And I'm like, my arms looked amazing. So I know that in 10 years I'm going to feel that way about my body now. And so I should just do it, which is what I did. And it was awesome. And I loved it. I felt free and liberated and beautiful. And honestly, life is really just too short. Like, we're living in the apocalypse. Just fucking wear. I wish I could just walk around in a thong and a tank top at this point, because like, just let those cheeks collapse. If you have cellulite, who gives a fuck? You're hot as fuck still. Like, who gives a fuck? You know, it's your body. You feel good and happy, go dance around. That's my perfume tagline. My goal for this next week is love your genitals. I have always, no matter what your genitals are, my vagina is something that I've always been afraid of. I've always thought of as gross. I've always thought of as weird, just because of the way that I was uneducated about it and stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I need to stop being grossed out by it because it is so fucking beautiful. It is my little clamshell. It is lovely. And I need to go be nicer on it. So whether that's, I've been shaving it so aggressively my entire life. And now I've started shaving it nicer and using coconut oil and doing east to west and all this stuff. And like treating it with care and respect instead of just butchering it and just shoving Nair up my pussy hole, which I have done. I did it one time. My poor brother, I was like 18. I did it in our family bathtub. My whole poor brother had to hear me cry out. And I said, go get me milk, Blake, so I can dump it on my pussy. And he was like, what did you do? And he went and got me milk and I dumped it on my pussy. And I have irreparable damage down there. I'm just kidding. Ladies and gentlemen. My vagina is perfect. Don't worry. It's perfect. Perfect for pushing out a child. Perfect for everything. That's an advertisement. My vagina. All right. So love your genitals, guys. Take nice care of them. Get a nice soap for it. Maybe do, a nice pH balance soap. Don't shove anything chemical up there. I had a friend who told me to put baby powder up my vagina when I was a kid, and I did that before cheer practice, and worst UTI my entire life. Never do that. So anyway, that is all I got for you all today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you guys so much. You can follow me on Instagram at A Known Freak. Follow me here on Spotify at Katy Killian and on YouTube at A Known Freak. And check out the playlist for this week. And stay freaky. Mwah! Love you guys. Bye.